Gravett having a good lead there in Class A. Frank Sittner leading the 2-litre class. So in the overall position, Rob Gravett with 103 points, ahead of Frank Sittner on 87 points, with Andy Rouse just 1 point behind Sittner. That's in the overall position. Steve Ryder now takes up the story.
Round 7 of the SO British Touring Car Championship, and at Brands Hatch, the second 1-hour 2-driver race of the season. Rob Gravett heading the qualifiers. He's on a run of 4 consecutive race wins, and he'll be partnered by his Trackstar teammate Mike Smith. Gravett has launched himself into the championship lead, and in the 2-litre class, John Cleland is the quickest. Pagan Anderson and Netton Lindgren alongside him, surprising the works BMWs behind. The BMW Junior team there in force to give support to the championship challenge of Frank Sittner, who was lying 16 points behind Gravett. All cars would be required to make their compulsory stops to change drivers between 20 and 40 minutes, and some interesting combinations. Gravett and Smith, Rouse with the Brands Hatch expert Gary Ailes, Tim Harvey with Slim Borgood, whose experience covers Formula One and truck racing. Dave Brodie is back in the championship to partner Graham Good, Sean Walker and Ian Flux, Cleland with the other Vauxhall Works driver Chris Hodgetts. And to show the competitiveness of the 2-litre class, 1 second covered 11 cars there. So all set for a different kind of test for this highly motivated field. Murray Walker, the commentator.
60 minutes around Brands Hatch with a driver change is going to be tough. And it's Andy Rouse from pole position, first into Paddock Bend. Rob Gravett behind him. Sean Walker is third, and it's Slim Borgood in 4th position, and we're with Slim Borgood now, going up Harewood Hill into Druids. Sean Walker on the right, Rob Gravett in the White Sierra, and Andy Rouse is leading out of Druids. So it's Rouse, Gravett, Walker. We're with Slim Borgood, ex-Formula One driver, ex-drummer for ABBA, and he's good. So there they go, Rouse, Gravett, Walker, Borgood, Graham Good and Lawrence Bristow. That's the first 6 into Clearways and out of it. Graham Good, number 15 in the Black Sierra. That's Graham Hathaway and John Cleland leading the 2-litre class. Over the line, Rouse, Gravett, and the rest of them streaming through. And look for the 2 litres, and there they go. Now, up to Druids. Andy Rouse and Rob Gravett have pulled away a bit from Sean Walker. Slim Borgood right behind him. There's cement dust on the apex. In car with Rob Gravett. Andy Rouse, race leader ahead. Now, Rob Gravett has been very much on top this year. He's beaten superstar Andy Rouse ahead 4 times out of 6. Into Surtees again. On to Clearways, the 2 race leaders with Rob Gravett. Out of Clearways, 3rd gear, 100 miles an hour, change up into 4th at 120 miles an hour. Down the Jack Brabham straight and out of Clearways, Sittner is taking Hodgetts. So the BMW goes past the Vauxhall. Mark Hales goes through too in the Mitsubishi. Jeff Allam is there. And over the line go the 2 litres. And it's a colossal scrap for them. But up front, the leaders are still at it. There's Andy Rouse, Rob Gravett with Gravett again. Now, watch Andy Rouse in front. There he is. Ford Sierra Cosworth and Gravett too. There are the 2 litres. Cleland's gone through. Now, look back. That's Netton Lindgren, the Swedish woman driver in the BMW, challenging Frank Sittner. And he is the overall British champion of 1988. There he is. Frank Sittner on the right. Netton Lindgren from Sweden. Just behind him in the Black Sierra. And touring is Lawrence Bristow. Lawrence Bristow in the Blue Sierra is in trouble as the 2 litres go through and complete another lap. Now, we're with Netton Lindgren, and she is a superb 3rd in class. She looks in the mirror, but there are 5 cars right behind her. And there they are. Chris Hodgetts, David Leslie, Jeff Allam, 3 of them. And Nick Whale, number 66, goes through and takes John Clark on the apex at Druids. Now, Surtees. John Cleland leads the class. Sittner, Netton Lindgren, then Hodgetts and David Leslie. And Hodgetts gets a wheel up on the curb, dives through on the inside, takes Netton Lindgren up into 3rd position in the class. And now David Leslie's challenging in the black BMW. Watch the 2nd black BMW. That's behind Chris Hodgetts. And David Leslie chooses his moment, pulls out across the line, dives through on the inside of paddock, goes up into fourth position in the class, past Netton Lindgren, and Jeff Allam closes up with the Swedish girl. Going up Harewood Hill, into Druids, Allam is challenging, Allam goes through, Netton Lindgren runs wide, and lets Jeff Allam go through, and Lawrence Bristow comes into the pits. Now, he was fourth in the championship, but it looks as though he's not going to score any points at Brands Hatch today. Some kind of an engine problem. And that's John Clark. Off goes John Clark. Spins right off at Surtees. He was doing 90 miles an hour when he lost it. He's perfectly okay. And so is Lawrence Bristow. Yeah, just one of those things, he says. A sad retirement for Lawrence Bristow. But at Druids, the 2 litres. Look, there's Sittner and he's catching John Cleland. David Leslie is up into third position. Hodgetts, number 70, is down to fourth. Jeff Allam is challenging him. Tim Sugden is right behind. And Netton Lindgren is in 7th place. The 2 litre leaders. Cleland, here he is. Sittner having a look to see if he can get through. He can't. There's quite a gap between Sittner and the 3rd place man in the 2 litre class as the leaders go round Clearways. There's Sittner, right on the boot lid of Cleland's Vauxhall, and there are the 2 leaders, still hammer and tongs. Andy Rouse leading, Rob Gravitt in 2nd position. Now they're lining up for the Jack Brabham Straight, up into top gear, building up to 145 miles an hour. And that's it. And behind, it's just the same with the 2 litres. Cleland, number 50, leading. Sittner, number 55. David Leslie is closing up. So it's Vauxhall leading, BMW 2nd. There's the Vauxhall, BMW in 3rd position in the 2 litre class. In car with John Cleland. Coming up to the Jack Brabham Straight. He's leading the 2 litre class. No, he's not, because there's Frank Sittner going through. Cleland fights back. Sittner's got the inside line at paddock. Sittner takes the lead in the 2 litre class in the BMW, and he takes 7th place overall up Harewood Hill into Druids Hill Bend, but Sittner is still in front. Cleland has to tuck in behind the BMW, and now it's a 3-car race, because look, there is Sittner, there is Cleland, and there behind them is that fine Scottish driver David Leslie. Now we're with Rob Gravitt, 2nd overall. Andy Rouse is leading. Rob Gravitt goes through. Rob Gravitt is leading. He's done it at Druids. Goes straight past Andy Rouse and takes the lead in the Trackstar Sierra down to Graham Hill Bend. In the largely unsponsored Trackstar car, and he's racing against the Andy Rouse Engineering Ford Sierra Cosworth. There is Andy. The leaders, and it's a new leader, number 11, Rob Gravitt, 4 times a winner already this year. Down come the 2 litres. Sittner leading, Cleland 2nd, Leslie right behind him. Tim Sugden is up into 4th position in the class now. We're in car with Cleland. That's Frank Sittner ahead. Front-wheel drive Vauxhall Cavalier versus rear-wheel drive BMW M3 into Druids. And the 2 litres are really close, just like Silverstone. And this is a demonstration of the fact that the RAC's new formula really works. David Leslie having a look at John Cleland for 2nd place in the class. Cleland closes the door. Tim Sugden right up behind the Scotsman. Jeff Allam is right behind Sugden. And Chris Hodgetts is in 6th position in the class. Over the line again. And Leslie is attacking Cleland again. And that in the white Sierra, believe it or not, is Rob Gravitt. He is lapping the 2 litre drivers. And these are the leaders in the class. Up to Druids. Sittner, Cleland, Leslie. Then number 11, Rob Gravitt, leader overall. And he's right up with the 3rd position man in the 2 litre class. That is how quickly Rob Gravitt is driving. But where is Andy Rouse? He was right with Rob Gravitt. There is no sign of him. Gravitt has pulled right away from Andy Rouse. He's making the race his own. And so, there goes Cleland, there goes Leslie. And this is power. Rob Gravitt past Cleland. Now he's up to John Clark, past him. Now past Frank Sittner at 145 miles an hour into paddock. That's 550 horsepower versus 300. Out of paddock at over 100 miles an hour. Up to Druids, and there's the answer. Andy Rouse coming into the pits. Now, this is something you do not expect to see. And it sounds very rough, the Ford Sierra Cosworth. Up comes the engine cover. Andy Rouse having a talk over the radio while they're filling the header tank. Maybe it's overheating. Obviously, there's some water missing. Andy Rouse rejoins the race, but he is right down in 12th position.